Welcome to the 3 a.m. podcast. My name is DJ.
My name is Charlie.
My name is Sean.
Bunch of best friends. Have been for a long, long time, and we've been collecting these stories to tell to you in a very lighthearted fashion. How you guys doing?
Good. I want to know about your huevo.
Yeah, dude, let's hear it, dog.
My huevos, dude. Rancheros.
We didn't do this in the last episode, so you're going to have to give us a recap, DJ. What happened?
Yeah, so on stream, I was brutally subjected to a cleansing.
Oh.
A non-consensual cleansing. And so it starts off with me being cursed. It's been a few months of turmoil and tribulation. So
We've had rats. We've had bugs. We've had hospital visits, health, floods. Took out the studio.
Yeah.
It's been wild.
Yep. So as a result, the boys thought it smart to go through an egg cleanse recommended by a listener, which involves getting an egg, rubbing it all over my body while saying the Lord's Prayer, doing it a few times, and then you you crack the egg into a glass of water. If you are really, the more cursed you are, the more what?
I'm not too sure, but I've heard like if you have more bad shit on you, the more like webby the egg will get.
Yeah, like the egg whites.
Yeah. This is a classic egg cleansing in Mexican culture. So a lot of our Mexican listeners, Spanish listeners, Latin listeners, Latinas, I don't know, hit us up and they're like, yo, I used to get this all the time. And one of them was like, y'all should do it to DJ. So we did it. And then you crack it into the egg. And what DJ's supposed to do was put it under his bed and sleep. And throughout the night, all the bad shit that's cursing DJ apparently goes into the egg.
Yep.
And then no one told us how to get rid of it. So we thought, okay, we'll flush it.
That seems like a good idea.
A lot of people thought you were going to eat it.
No,
maybe I did, dude.
we were told to flush it. It's supposed to stay in water.
Okay. So
Right?
that's what we did it. We left. Also, no one told us. They were like, don't look down into the egg.
Until the very second we almost looked into it.
I was trying to get you to have the camera look into the glass.
You're trying to curse everyone. So we did it. We left. We went to sleep. And DJ, what happened to the egg?
Finished editing my part of the podcast that night. It was late. And I grabbed the glass and I put it under my bed. And I went to bed with much ease. Slept deeply, awoke the next morning, and my eyes were still like struggling to open. I was like, "What's going on with this cup?" And I'm fumbling underneath my bed, feeling all over, and my fingers go into the glass. And it kind of freaks me out. And I move my hand, and it like doesn't spill, but tips over a little bit, and some of the water and egg gets on my carpet. Because
Muy malo, bro.
I can feel the carpet, and it's now wet. So I still can't see it. It's under my bed, and I pull it up, and the whole glass is pretty. It's not stringy. It's kind of just like murky. Like the water is really murky. So I just flushed it. that was.
Did you take a photo?
No.
Oh damn! Someone said show the photo and let a Mexican like interpret it.
That's true.
Looks inside the Grim or El Grim.
El Grimo. Dude, we made that joke like 4 times.
I know.
All right, dude. Well, do you feel different?
Yeah. What's the feel?
Well, starting Wednesday, my neck started to hurt really bad. And it's gotten worse every day. And right before stream, I was just like going to town with the massage gun on my neck.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just connecting dots that are likely unrelated. But
Well, you did fist the egg in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
so
I think we got to restart, dude.
he's like, give me all of my curse back.
All right, we'll keep a tentative eye or a mal eye. Keep an eye on it and let us know if it improves.
okay, thank you. Yeah, but that was that. Dude, have y'all heard about Army Hammer?
Yes, we've talked about them on pod.
Yeah. The whole like eating people thing.
But the new development.
What, the new development?
Let me recap. He's an actor, son of very rich people. He's very rich, grew up really wealthy, handsome guy, promising actor.
Yep. He's been in A Man from U.N.C.L.E.,
My
Call Me
favorite.
By Your Name, Death on the Nile, The Social Network, Hotel Mumbai, Cars 3.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Super promising, super cool, super trajectory was up. And then next minute, he gets accused of trying to eat a girl. Yeah. I don't remember the exact details, but he's accused of cannibalism. He disappears. I saw him in Oahu jogging.
Oh, that's right. That was just this January.
On God, dude. I swear I saw Army Hammer jogging down in Oahu on the pier. And then he disappears. Like no one's heard from him. But recently he's resurfaced.
What?
In the Bahamas.
So he went from Hawaii to the Bahamas?
See, it's
Same,
not
same.
that crazy.
Selling like timeshares. He's like a timeshare salesman now.
What the?
Isn't that so strange?
Super weird.
And when he comes back to the States and he visits, he stays at like Robert Downey Jr.'s place. Don't know what the connection is there, but RDJ is like sponsoring him or something like that. But it's just I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to get
What
to.
does that look like for like sponsors? Like, hi, my name is Army. I'm a cannibal. Hello, Army.
Yeah, do they have AA for
Yeah, what is
cannibals?
that like? What does that look like?
I have no idea.
Cannibals Anonymous. Damn. But yeah, talk about fall from grace. Like
Yeah,
to
for
become a salesman after like being an actor in Hollywood.
To be fair, I knew this was going to happen after the Lone Ranger tanked and flopped so bad.
Rude.
But that's all I got on Army Hammer.
All right, I'm adding something.
Go ahead.
Guys, I think we have made... Okay, so you know the term tulpa?
Yeah.
I've talked about it before. I learned about it from Mysterious Universe. And
What is it?
So what a tulpa is like an entity that's basically brought out... it's brought into creation through imagination. So a good example is something like a child with a...
imaginary
friend, and you believe in that thing so much and you give it so much energy that eventually an actual entity is created that is the thing you believe. And so people believe that Bigfoot's a tulpa, where like it wasn't initially real, but so many people around the world, so many different civilizations and cultures believed in it so much they put their energy in it that it like created a tulpa.
And now Hatman.
Things like that. Yeah, Slenderman, stuff like that.
Yep.
So it goes all back to like manifesting intentions. Like if you speak it into existence, that's real. Spells,
The secret, dude.
stuff like that. We might have created a tulpa or a self-fulfilling prophecy.
What?
So my dog Lucy, sweetie pie, cutie pie, and it's funny we call her Lucifer in this community because that's funny, you know, like devil, Satan.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
Lucy
it's
Fur,
hilarious.
she's a dog. She has never chewed anything, even when she was a puppy. Never chewed a thing. We lucked out a lot. And last night we're watching a movie, MJ and I hear a noise, and I look down, and Lucy's going to town on something.
Do you have a picture?
I have a video.
Oh shit.
Oh shoot.
Let me pull that up. I've had some problems playing videos on
Yeah, I'm wondering how to
on
do
here.
this.
Keep going while I open this up.
So anyway, shocking when I saw what she was chewing on, and a part of me is like, yo, that's ominous to say
Was
the
she
least.
chewing on a Bible?
Keep in mind, she's never chewed anything. So there's the baby Gail. If you don't know, if you're not a Mormon, that's a super prominent book in the Mormon culture. And she was just down on the ground going to town on it. And I was like, holy shit, we've created a monster.
Why does she start like chewing on books first.
She's never
instead
chewed
of
anything.
anything else.
It's so weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's like so unlike her. I was so confused, laughing, scared, all the above. So anyway, let's stop that joke before we really make it a thing. And from now on, she'll only be known as Lucy. But that's what I got on that.
That's hilarious, bro.
Who wrote down Stranded in the Mountains?
That was me, dog.
Okay, tell us.
So, as you both know, I told you the other day, Saturday, I went adventuring out in the mountains as I usually do on my free time. And I have explored so much here in Utah that I have to find new places, go further and further. And I find this cool spot up at the top of a canyon that's like northeast of Salt Lake City. I park my car in this tiny little parking lot and then just start walking off into these mountains. And a couple of hours later, I come back and my car won't start.
Frick.
And I was like, well, this is not great. However, I am prepared. I have a battery in my back, like the back of my car, that is used to like jumpstart like a other battery.
So you're prepared.
I turn it on.
Not working.
It's out of battery.
Oh, shit. Not prepared.
I was like,
I
oh,
thought
damn.
you're an Eagle Scout, bro.
I thought I was an Eagle
Revoked.
Scout. Revoked, dude.
Well, a Cub Scout.
And then I like start flagging people down like, hey, you guys got a jump or cables? You guys have cables? Eventually, somebody stops and they're like, no, we don't have cables, but we're mechanics. We can help. I was like, I don't know.
Are you trusting it, DJ?
Why not?
Oh, that's
So
sus.
they pull up, park their car. They pull their battery out of their
Wait,
car.
what do you have to distrust them?
We don't have cables, but I'm a mechanic. I'll help out. I don't know. I'd be like,
That just seems
I'll wait for
a
cables.
little sus.
What? Why? I'm a nurse. I don't have my stethoscope right now, but
Well, it would
how are
I
you
don't
gonna
want your
jump the
I don't want your
battery?
CPR
No.
then.
It would be more like, you need to check my temperature. Dope. I don't have a thermometer.
You're
But
gonna have
I'll
to just
help
do
you
it
out.
rectally, dude.
Yeah.
How do you know it's the battery though? It could be something else.
It is the battery.
Because he said I
when
tried to turn my car on.
turn
The
the car
battery
on,
was
the
dead.
battery's dead.
Could be something else.
It's 100% the battery. I know this for a fact at
Okay.
this time. So they park their car. They pull their battery out of their car. I'm like, oh, interesting. Where are we going with this?
Transplant.
They pull over to my car and they're like, well, we don't have cables, but we have some copper wires. And I'm like,
Hell yeah.
what are we going to be doing here?
MacGyver up in this bitch.
And he like has just a single copper wire and it has like the two separate wires in it. He like pulls them apart and then takes the rubber piece off of both of them and then just touches both sides to the positive and to the negative.
Bare hands.
Bare hands them to both batteries. And I'm like, bro, you sure you want me to go? And he's like, yeah,
He's like, turn the car on.
go for it. I was like, all right. And I went on the ignition. It turned on. It freaking turned on. And then I tried to like shift into reverse and it turned off again. And so we did
You're
it
like,
again.
hold them tighter.
We did it again and it turned on again. And at this point I shifted real quick and then just pulled out. They're like, yeah, see, we're going to now put our battery
So
back
he
in our
fixed
car.
your car and then you ran away.
He told me to be fair. He's like, you need to leave right now because it's all downhill from here.
Oh,
Damn, y'all skeptic as hell, dude. Homeboy help you get out of there.
Bare-handing it, dude?
Yeah, that's called a beast, dude.
Yeah, it is. However, I was more along the lines. I was assuming that I was just going to electrocute this dude to death.
Yeah, that'd be terrifying.
And then I have an even bigger problem on my hands. My car's broken down and I have a dead body. Not great for me. Not
do you
great.
mean? Oh,
If he gets electrocuted, dude.
bro, I misunderstood you. I was like, what the are you
I
talking
thought you had
about?
one in your trunk.
Yeah,
That's
I
what it
was like,
sounded
dude, are
like.
if you killed that guy,
If I
you would
killed
have
that
two
guy.
problems. I
But
get you now.
like,
bro, clarify,
I
my
know.
brother.
maybe I did.
I'm already terrified enough to like jump batteries with regular cables, let alone holding bare wires on batteries. There's no way in hell you catch me doing that. I
Yeah.
think you were visited by an angel.
Yeah, may have been.
Maybe he's Jamie Foxx from Spider-Man.
Shit, dude.
What's his name?
That's the most likely
Electro
Electrobuzz or some shit.
Electrobuzz.
This is a
Just
Pokemon, dude?
Pikachu shit.
That's crazy.
Fortunately, made it out of there alive. Met Charles down at the bottom of the canyon to get an actual jump.
Yeah, with real tools.
You
got you.
You guys are hilarious. All I'm hearing
Bro,
is
I
these
don't
dudes-
think you're hearing the same
these-
story.
These guys helped me fix my car and I made it out alive.
I know how to fix my car most of the time.
Huh, doesn't sound like it.
And
Dude, what
know
is
my
up?
way around.
This is the first time DJ's drinking Celsius and making him mad sassy, dude. I don't think you can drink it no more. They touched bare wires
all of
to
my
its
life,
battery.
I've never
They help
seen
you
that
fix
happen.
it. It don't really matter how it's done.
That's
it just
crazy.
got done.
All right.
In retrospect, yes, it got done. In the moment, I'm like, this guy's going to die.
DJ, we're trying to have fun by telling a story, and you're trying to combat the fun. That's not the point of the pod.
I'm having more fun than you guys, clearly.
I was not having fun at the top of that mountain.
I'm glad you
trying
made
to
it
fix
back.
my car. Me too.
Maybe check that battery charger thing. Make sure it's charged next time.
I did. I got on that right
You got
when
it
I
from
home.
Kev, right?
Yeah.
He's trying to screw
He has
you.
never asked me back for it though. He probably like came over, just drained the battery, and then was like, "No, I'm going to leave it because Sean hasn't given it back yet."
Kevin's trying to screw you, man. That's freaking wild.
Yo, what do we think about this?
Whack.
Bro, obviously this is just a fabrication.
So
I
this
know
is-
why. I know why.
Why is that?
It's because you degenerates don't think the peak of the human experience is going into space.
So DJ asked us a question a while ago, and this discussion got re-brought up. He was like, don't you think peak human experience would be going to space? And Sean and I pretty adamantly were like, I don't know if it's peak human.
You
But
couldn't name another one though.
Okay, but hold on. He gave way more context to like his initial argument, because my thought, which was what was being offered at the time, was you can ride on a rocket ship that leaves like the Vanderbilt and then comes back into orbit. And I was like, that seems mid.
It does though.
But he was saying like, no, like spacewalk and be out in space and actually like be out there and doing
International
this.
Space Station.
Yeah, like
You
stay
got,
on the
like,
International Space Station.
You got
I was
the
like, oh,
suit.
okay, that's different.
You got the suit like pushing you around with the backpack. And
I saw the movie Gravity, and that movie was mid. I was like, nah, this is a one-time watch for me.
However, it made it way more appealing. But I still was like, I would rather eat sushi in Japan
no, you wouldn't.
I dead ass would.
No, you wouldn't.
than f***ing Dippin' Dots
Okay,
at
but
the
like
Space
when
Center.
we say peak human experience, are we talking about like it's obviously expensive to go to space, but also like
Everything's paid for.
everything's paid for. So like it could be peak human experience if you're rich, or if everything's paid for. If everything's paid for, would you want to just go to space, or would you want to like do anything cooler on Earth?
Yeah, but like you
Like
gotta
what?
bring up something.
Yeah, you gotta give me some. Y'all, so far,
So
y'all
mine
ain't
was-
give me nothing except eat sushi,
in Japan.
I
I would
would-
rather do that.
which I love.
I would
but
rather go to all 7 continents. I'd rather go to all of the countries. I would rather
I would rather
do
go
a
to
lot
Antarctica.
more things,
Why?
dude.
Why? What's the difference?
Well, I mean, first of all, like I can
What about going to Antarctica is better than going to space?
I feel like there would actually be things to see there, animals to see.
Tembo's with
versus-
us.
In Antarctica,
Yeah, dude, they got penguins down there. They don't got penguins
Dude,
in
they have
space.
ru-
dog.
they
got
I would-
penguins at the zoo. There's millions of places on Earth you can go see penguins.
I would rather see the ruins in Antarctica.
Shit, dude. Yeah, I would too.
The ruins?
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
We know that's real?
Uh-huh.
Just like we
Are
know
you
the
talking
Earth
about,
is
like,
flat and that
the-
is fake.
Are we talking about the stations that like the Nazis built?
Potentially. I would like to see that. I can't remember what name it was. Like New Shobland, I believe is what they called it.
Plus,
Frick, what was
why'd
it
you
called?
name the most mid space movie ever? You could have used Interstellar.
Well, you mentioned moving around in those little suits, and that's like what gravity is.
And
Okay,
every
that's
other
90%
space
of
movie,
the
dog.
movie.
And
I'm gonna
every other
moderate.
space
I'm gonna
It
moderate.
is in every
I'm
other
a
space
moderate.
movie, but 90% of gravity is that.
DJ, why would you like to go to space? What about space appeals to you?
Thank you for asking, Charles. For one, not too many people have done it. The originality of it, which you could argue like Antarctica, not as many people have done it, or not too many people do it like they travel everywhere else in the world. But how many things do you get to do outside of this planet? That's a hard one to beat, right?
So just because it's outside the planet,
Coming from the two of you, especially Sean. Sean has a map in his room where he scratches off places he hasn't been to. His whole goal is visiting new places.
on the planet.
So once you finish Earth, what else is left?
Well, the
Everything
likelihood I
outside of
finish
Earth.
So what you're saying though is like the pure status of just leaving the planet.
Leaving the planet, but also just like
I don't care about
looking
that.
in like an overhead view of the entire planet, like plus zero gravity.
That's
Plus
the biggest appeal.
Yeah,
zero
but you
gravity
could get a
and
zero gravity
when you're in
on Earth.
when you're in the forest and you're stargazing, you've never looked up at the stars and been like, what's it like to be up there?
I have, but it still seems like not peak experience to me.
Like you don't ever look at Antarctica and you're like, what's it like to be there? I know what it's like. It's cold.
But what's like
and nothing.
what's the
cold
mystery
too,
in there,
dog.
dude? There's okay, so you're to sum it up. Status, it's just like crazier than anything that's ever been done. Gravity, and like the wonder of seeing the Earth from a unique experience. Are those the main points?
Yeah. Like
If I was allowed to touch down on the moon, this is a different conversation. That's why like I wanted to revisit it because initially what was being offered was a ride in a rocket ship where you leave the orbit and then come back in. And I was like, nah, miss me with that.
That's a plane flight.
I'm talking about like walking International Space Station
That's
outside.
a glorified cruise.
Sean's fighting
Bro, this
really
is-
hard
this
with
is-
like illogic.
Dude, I don't know. Read chat. Most people are agreeing with me and Sean. If I'm allowed to touch down on the moon, let's talk. If I'm allowed to go to the dark side of the moon, yes, I'm
That is
in.
a
That might be
different
peak
story.
human experience.
What about
there's
Mars,
something
dude?
about.
I'm not so when we go to space, I'm not limiting ourselves either.
Well, then, like on the Earth, I'm not limiting myself. So it's like,
But we know what's on the Earth.
but you don't
Well,
know all the
we-
mysteries of the Earth.
yeah.
We know most of them.
dude.
We know
don't
we
even
know more
We don't
about
even-
we know more about Earth than we do about space.
We know more about space than we know about the ocean, dude.
That's what. Well, like the ocean kind of up that argument because like we don't know shit. Like we just found out about that fish wall down there, dog.
But space is way more feasible, I feel like.
But
It's been harder to get to the ocean. So now
So
that we
now
have
getting into the
this-
ocean is harder than getting to space.
that's peak human experience, bottom of the
Yeah,
ocean.
but I'm talking about what's currently possible right now. Because we can go to space, we can't get to the bottom of the ocean right now. So when that becomes available, then maybe that's the peak of the human experience.
Okay, I will say, when questioned on the air of why we haven't been back to the moon, the NASA scientist said because we lost the technology, which is suspect.
That
It
is
is-
suspect.
yeah.
That
Suspect,
is
bro.
big suspect. So I ran the poll. Y'all going to space? Hell yeah, and then overrated were the options. We got 67% hell yeah.
Hold on, let me vote 3 times.
Oh.
Guys, you didn't vote. We only got 6 votes.
Yeah, 6 votes.
Come on, y'all.
He closed it while he was ahead.
Hey, that's all that matters. if the favor went in your way, you'd be like, oh yeah, dude.
One of our listeners, your logic up.
Let me see.
Ready?
Go.
Earth is in space.
Oh shit, dude. We are in space.
Oh shit.
Stupid, dude.
Damn.
Y'all haven't given me one thing that would peak space yet. It's just
I think just like for you, for me, it really
gonna
seems
say-
mid. It's just like black and cold.
That's I would say a subjective because for me, yeah, it also seems like a glorified cruise.
It's
Like I'm not even like joking when I say that. It's
yeah.
like I would be getting on a ship and going to another ship. And I mean, I guess I could see the Earth, but you still couldn't see much like space outside of that.
If I'm allowed to like run around on the moon, go to the dark side, that makes it way more appealing. But if it's just like cruise up there and cruise back, I'd rather eat.
this is so
sushi
funny
in
to me.
Japan.
This is so interesting.
There was
like
we had a
racking-
coworker
I'm
who was
racking my
adamantly on
brain.
his side.
Yeah, I'm like racking my brain for something that I personally would enjoy more. That's weird that it's compared to a cruise.
It is very cruise like.
That's so apples
Okay,
and
let's bring
oranges to me. Walking in zero gravity in space.
You can do
is
a
the
zero
same-
gravity thing on Earth.
Yeah, because you can simulate like the skydiving place.
And like people give the same argument. That's what like VR is.
That's also how you
Yeah, I was
dismantled
gonna
the
say.
hiking trip was like, you can just be outside and look. It was like, well, okay, you can do weightless in space. So you can't use that as a,
technically the argument's the same.
guys, we gotta figure this shit out.
I think that it's up to the individual.
Traveling the world. I could not handle the anxiety of being away from the earth. LOL.
That separation anxiety for real.
That's the same thing, but just on a grander scale.
How can you go into space but not the deep ocean? Seems fake. I'm reading chat right now. If you're just listening to the podcast,
I know.
Dude, I was just about to talk about Xenon Girl of the 21st century, and someone brought it up in chat.
Oh shit! What did they say?
Just like I was interested in going to space because of Xenon, but not the actual interest. I like the movie. Anyone remember Xenon? Yeah. And the sequel, Girl of the 21st Century. What's that song they sang? I don't know. Anyway, the discussion is interesting. If you sweeten the deal, I understand the allure. Like, can you outline exactly what we get with our space package? Because I'll outline exactly what you get with Earth package.
I'll say International Space Station, a spacewalk outside on the International Space Station, fly around, watch the sunset or sunrise or whatever. You can see the entirety of Earth, the entire globe. Like that alone, if
money
you're talking
is
about
no object.
money's no object. If you're talking about the view, dude, I feel like that view can't be beat compared to any hike you can do on Earth.
Yeah, but sushi in Tokyo.
Who's stopping you from eating good food in the International Space Station?
Money is an object, dude.
You ain't getting hero.
It's not no space ice cream type shit.
Yo,
Dude, space ice cream is also mid. They got those for sale at the outdoor
That's why
store.
they only sell them to the children.
I will be dead
Adults
ass.
aren't buying that.
Everything you just named, I am more seduced by the idea of playing with water.
No, you're not.
I'm
That's
dead
not
ass,
true,
bro. I'm so
you could
serious.
You'd rather go into my bathroom right there and play with the toilet water.
In space. Like the idea of like playing with the orbs of water.
Okay.
That
Okay.
seems cooler to me than like
Okay, but here's the
Sure,
thing.
whatever
See,
you
if-
want to
Earth.
do with the zero gravity, it's all in space.
If money is no object, though, you can get literally everything on Earth as a trip or a vacation package where you have a limited amount of things you can do on a space cruise.
bro, you could take so much drugs on Earth that you think you're in space.
Shit, dude.
But you're on Earth.
so okay, so you've been skydiving,
yes.
both of
Yes.
you.
Bro, I dove in that
If you
sky.
went into one of those simulators where it's like the big fan, the tube thing, like it's
Yeah.
a simulation, but would you say it's the same thing? Would you say that and be like, I've been skydiving? That's just as good. I'm not trying to pigeonhole you either. If you think it is the same thing, then
I don't.
that's what you think.
I also don't think those are
'Cause
the
you-
same zero gravity things.
What is that? Because you were making the argument that there's zero gravity.
Well, the zero
things here on
gravity is
Earth.
like when they take you in a plane and then they drop you
Yeah.
and you get to float for a while.
yeah.
No, but
So
But
again,
I also don't
apples
know
and
if
oranges.
I care about zero gravity as much as
I would like to experience it once.
I'm just talking about what's outside of like the normal realm of human possibility. Like you're not experiencing zero gravity ever.
Well,
Like floating. That's like superpower type shit. Flying. You know?
I mean, arguably that you get that skydiving though.
I'm so sorry. I tried really hard. It just seems boring to me. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Okay, here's another question. Changing gears.
Okay.
What's the next animal we're gonna domesticate? Because dogs, it's taken what 5,000 years, let's say. They were originally wolves, and now we've inbred them
Now they're
to have these
chihuahuas.
smashed faces.
Just
And
yipping and
Be
yapping everywhere.
like, what's man's next best friend?
Bro, I
you
saw
know?
an article last night about how they're working on domesticating foxes.
That's been in the works for a little bit.
So
right?
we only got
Couple
like
decades or
4,000
so.
years left.
Yeah, but that's pretty close to a dog.
Yeah, it's
Right?
true. It's true. Yeah.
So you want
Like
something
if
different?
we got the final evolution, yeah. Like what's something that's totally different that could be man's next best friend in 5,000 years?
Do you have an
I
idea?
see like a bear. Because like wolves are big, dude.
Russians be doing that shit already.
Wolves
though,
are
with
big.
bears.
That's true.
Yeah, but
Russians
like, think in
beyond
5,000 years,
Russia
we're
f***s everything up because they befriend everything.
Okay, we can't
think in
include Russia.
think in 5,000 years, we're gonna have like breeds of bears. You know,
You
like
got your own panda. You got your own grizzly bear.
even more so.
You got your own
like how many dog breeds are there?
koala bear.
None of the dog breeds now existed 5,000
They're
years
gonna have
ago.
a boodle, dude, a bear poodle. It doesn't shed.
A
it's
hypoallergenic bear,
Yeah.
dog.
Dude, it took me
Right?
so long to come up with boodle. I was like, what's that word? That's interesting. Have you been thinking about this?
Yeah.
I also saw a video, it was a couple days ago, where in the zoo in Atlanta, I think, there was a bear that is in the same cage as a tiger
What?
and a lion.
In Atlanta?
And they're all homies.
That's irresponsible.
I mean, like they grew up as cubs, like from very young together, and they're all like chill with each other. It's super weird watching the video.
That's wild.
I was like, what is happening?
Dude, that's
And,
like someone
like,
wanted to make it the dad joke a real thing. Like,
The zoologist was like, okay, so we do have a hierarchy here. The bear is the number one, and then the lion, and then the tiger.
whoa.
And like they explained a little bit more about the why and stuff, but like they were all just like chill. They would like go into their little like hut and like huddle together for warmth on a cold night, and it was weird. I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool but weird.
What is this again? Like, what's the alpha of the
The grizzly bear was the alpha.
more
Over
than a
the-
polar bear?
Okay, no,
Well,
no,
just
no. Out
in
of
this
the
cage.
3 that were in
Oh,
the
okay,
cage.
okay.
Yeah. Out of the
Out
lion
of all
and
land
tiger.
animals, though, I feel like polar bear
I would say
rules the land.
African bull elephant would a polar bear.
Dude, polar bears are pretty big. Dude.
I know, but an African bull elephant, dude.
But like they're
When it swung
okay.
that
If
thing.
they're like an angry elephant, maybe. But like elephants, I feel like are not super angry all the time. Bears are just angry.
You're
all
talking
the time.
about one against one?
Yeah, 1v1.
No, I'm
don't
just
know.
talking about most alpha, dog.
Most
'Cause
alpha.
And as an
Lions-
alpha, like I just recognize it in a bull elephant.
Oh,
you know what I'm
lions
saying?
over sheep, dude.
I hate you. Lions take over elephants, don't they? I mean, there's a ton
I
of
don't think they
cases
with them.
where elephants destroy lions, but
It would be
haven't
like a
lions,
pride
like,
of
eaten?
lions, though.
I'm sure
Yeah.
lions have eaten.
yeah, like a pack, a
Yeah,
flock
yeah.
of lions,
Dude, tigers are scary though. Like actual tigers from like
like Bengal tigers.
they can jump 15 feet in the air, 1,500 pounds of straight muscle, bro.
I feel like tigers are like number 4 on the list of predators.
I don't know. They might be number 1.
No, dude,
I'm dead ass.
bears are more than tigers.
Okay, but here's
What-
something
okay,
I
what
learned
are we
about
talking
bears
about?
recently
I've
too.
listened to so much Rogan, and I will tell you, he ranks tigers as 1.
Does
He ranks
Yes.
tigers as 1.
Like,
I don't care.
but, like
I don't care
deadliest
about Joe
predator.
Rogan, dude.
Something I just learned the other day, though, is that bears, specifically grizzly bears, have an extra layer of skin that is like an inch thick of just like,
So do I.
damn, bro, you got thick skin.
Okay, kick you on.
And because of that, like someone attacking them or like shooting them or like biting them like in another animal would not penetrate skin versus their bite to any other animal.
Whoa. Okay, I gotta Google some shit.
Like Google some shit, dude.
How heavy? Okay, guess how heavy a grizzly bear is.
I would say, like, are we talking about like a Kodiak bear, like the biggest grizzly out there?
I am typing average grizzly bear weight.
I would say 800.
1,200 pounds.
Okay, so 1,200. What was yours?
800.
800. I'm now typing average. What's the?
Polar bear, what?
No, I was gonna do tiger. What's like the biggest
The
tiger?
Bengal tiger.
Siamese or Siberian, whatever.
Bengal tiger. Wait. Damn. I feel. Ooh.
They are quite smaller.
Yeah. Average Siberian tiger weight. Okay.
Tiger's way less.
Yes.
Tiger's
They're
like
just
600.
Okay, so oh shit. Grizzly bear, the average weight for a male inland area population is 600 pounds.
Okay.
Okay.
That's like the average.
The average historical wild male Siberian tiger is 475 pounds.
That's the historic one though, right?
Yeah.
So like we talking not current day.
No,
Like
I
if we
don't know.
1v1 them right now.
Okay, so let me just Google who would win a fight.
The same video I was watching where they were talking about like the bear's skin, like straight up, somebody was saying that I think it was maybe it's like a National Geographic photographer or something said they saw a grizzly bear in one swipe break the back of a moose.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's terrifying.
That's one swipe. Just casual.
And moose are like 10 feet tall.
Dude, yeah. What? What does it say? What does it say?
Google has answered.
What?
In a fight between a tiger and a grizzly bear, who wins? Is chat, what do we think? Listeners, what do you think at home? Who wins? Whoever strikes first.
Oh shit!
That's stupid. That's where'd you find? That's a BuzzFeed article, dude.
Naturenoon.com or some shit. The tiger would win if it successfully used its powerful bite on the neck, since it's very hard to get out of a tiger's jaws. But if the bear manages to swing and hit the tiger first, it could break its spine or legs, and the fight is over. Damn.
Dude, that's one punch. That's a real one punch man, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Siberian tiger is a far better hunter than the North American grizzly bear.
Yeah, I could see that though.
Both grizzly bears and Siberian tigers, paw swipes are equally powerful.
Except for the body of the bear.
But tiger is more technical than a grizzly. Siberian tiger's canine teeth are longer and thicker than a grizzly bear. Bro, all the all the grizzly bear got is weight.
Weight
and health.
He got
dude.
that extra layer of skin,
Health.
dude.
Oh, and the extra skin.
Health.
Armor.
Yeah.
Armor.
Armor. Yeah.
Like bear, like if
This
a
is
tiger
a
has
barbarian
like
versus a rogue.
if a tiger has like 300 HP, dude, the bear's got to have like 1,000.
I don't know,
Can
bro.
like sustain multiple attacks and bites. Because people shoot bears with shotguns and it doesn't flinch.
Did you see the Revenant dog?
It's an actual tank.
Yeah.
It's an actual tank.
This
Whereas
is
like
crazy.
I feel like the tiger's more like a Kawasaki. You know?
A Kawasaki versus a tank.
But
You
it
do the
just said
math.
the Siberian tiger swipe is just as powerful. Its teeth are bigger and stronger, and the bite is crazier than a grizzly. And it said it's a far superior hunter than a grizzly.
I question though if it's legitimately as powerful, because if you have someone who has an equal amount of force but more weight behind it, I could see that not being as strong, you know?
Cats also don't go up against animals that are usually bigger than it, right? Is that correct? Whereas bears, like, they don't care.
I don't know, dude. Like maybe equal to slightly bigger they would. Because like lions will straight up go after like what?
Sorry. I am in a chat room all of a sudden where this is discussed by thousands of people around the world. Holy shit. Sorry, dude. I just like they have a whole scenario set up where a grizzly bear is meeting with a Siberian tiger in an arena. And it's like, dude, people are like getting into the science of this shit. Sorry. What were you saying? This is crazy.
Yeah, I honestly don't even remember.
Because tigers, what are they typically hunting?
Bro,
Bears aren't
humans
hunters. They like eat berries and shit, right?
and fish.
Like they only attack if like they're provoked.
Yeah.
Whereas tigers are actively like
Hunting.
doing the provoking, you know?
Yeah.
So the hunter aspect comes into play, but it's also not like the most fair comparison because they both live different lives.
It's true.
There's no way we can answer this, and I'm very frustrated.
That's why, dude. That's why we gotta bring back animal fights. Like the Philippines, they got the horse fights.
They got cockfighting.
They got cockfighting. They got the arenas. They got.
If you're Michael Vick, we got dog
They
fighting.
got the top.
Bro, Victor says, assuming the testosterone levels are similar, I predict that the one with the highest body mass would win, i.e. the grizzly bear. Dude, shut up.
Wait, going back to the question though, who's man's next best friend?
I mean,
We already have cats,
I could see foxes getting really popular, like Sean said.
but I feel like that's just another
It's
type of
pretty
dog.
close, yeah.
Aren't foxes in the dog family?
No.
No, they're not. Are they
No.
separate from wolves?
I feel like they-
canines.
Canis, is that what it is?
What family is the fox? What genus?
What does the fox say? Canidae.
Canine.
Does it say it's different than
I know
canine?
Latin, my guy. Lorem ipsum. Somebody said giraffes, dude.
Giraffes,
That's a
dude?
good one.
I don't know.
Who's gonna have unless you like a mini giraffe?
Oh shit!
'Cause no one's just
we
gonna
got
have a
mini dogs.
big
now,
Dogs,
too, dude.
dogs are mini wolves. Wolves are huge.
Giraffes are huger.
We've domesticated them to become very, very
Basically,
small.
we're going to be like riding giraffes, like we do horses now.
Is there any hippos? No. Giraffes? I heard zebras are
Dude, did you know there's a
assholes.
giant like herd of zebras in California?
Adonde? Near the Hearst Castle?
Yeah,
I knew that.
it's weird, bro.
Yeah. Hearst
Maybe it's
Castle
zebras.
is weird as hell. Alexander Hearst or whatever the his name was.
Dude, yeah,
He
news.
came over and just brought over all these animals and shit and like ruined that area and like made this crazy house. But yeah, there's like wild zebras running around. I heard they're assholes.
Yeah, I heard that too, actually.
Crazy. Nothing in the bird families. I feel like
Birds
all
are
birds are
dicks,
like
dude.
90% domesticated anyway.
Can be.
Like,
yeah.
bitch.
And they're like 99% drones.
The
so-
most like undomesticated are like water animals.
Dude,
Sea
I could see
animals.
like some like dolphins getting domesticated or something.
I mean, they already are, and it's the
They
saddest
kind
thing
of.
in the world.
Yeah, they are pretty sad. All the others like hate it. Like all
Like
the orcas at
Free
SeaWorld are like eating their trainers.
There was like a recent one.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really sad. Can we just like agree that zoos are f***ed up and aquariums are not cool?
I don't have
They're
like
kinda up,
yeah, I don't have desire really to like visit a zoo or
I would rather go to a
Aquarium.
zoo than space. I'm just kidding. Okay. Just kidding. No, but like honestly, when you see zoos and it's like a penguin is like swimming on a white painted rock, it's like, that's sad.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
sad.
not cool,
like,
dude.
That
yeah,
is sad.
they like we've created the Truman
I do
Show.
love like wildlife preserves though. There
Those
was
are-
one I went to in Alaska that was super cool.
Mad different. We should do those. We should do more of those. But
we should.
zoos,
Yeah. Zoos are kind of messed up, dude. It's for adult drinking.
Somebody brought up the topic of animal rehabilitation. True. But most zoos aren't that, I feel like.
Yeah,
I feel like you could
And aquariums.
equally get that in like a preserve type of scenario as well.
yeah,
y'all
with
been
like a facility on site or something.
Yeah.
Have y'all been to Bear World?
No.
Up in like Idaho.
Yeah.
I haven't, but I've seen like videos.
Explain to the people what Bear World is.
Bear
DJ.
World here. Let me just I want to give the correct information. But Bear World is a park in Idaho. It's a drive-through wildlife tour.
It's Jurassic Park for bears.
Yeah, exactly. Is Yellowstone Bear World worth it? The people ask on Google. Great place to visit. 25 bucks per person. It's about 25 minutes long, but it is like kind of snakes through the park, and there's like 100 black bears all around, and they can come up right to your car. So the only time I went, the bears were boning. I have a video of it somewhere.
Nice, dude.
So
What's that like?
exactly what you think.
I don't know. I have a pretty good imagination.
Just like a back mount.
Like, is it straight just
Is
doggy,
it doggy
though?
style?
Just clapping?
Do they call it
That's
doggy
very
style?
It's
style,
yogi
dude.
style. Dude.
Yogi style.
Yeah. But is that what it is? Like, have you seen birds have
And
sex?
she's like, "Let me bury this
Dude.
dick in you."
You're trying to think of something. Was it?
Do you think black bear? Do you think black bear dicks are bigger than the grizzly bear?
Yeah. The polar bear's tiny as a dick. Bitch.
Panda's the tiniest.
Yeah.
Or is panda both?
Invert.
Oh,
It's like
shit,
50-50.
Nope.
Like pandas are 50%.
You know exactly what that shit
You
is.
know.
Bear dicks, wild.
Dude, but a polar bear would be the biggest. You know why?
It's because its skin is actually black.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have
If
you ever
you
seen
should-
a polar bear without his hair, bro?
No.
Dude, polar bears are actually black.
Terrifying.
Polar bear, no skin. Nude polar bear.
No skin.
skin.
No fur, dog.
Oh, no fur. Holy shit. Dude, this is terrifying. I've never seen this.
Nightmare
ever.
fuel.
Yeah, dude, this looks like Van Helsing.
Just pull it up, dog.
This straight up looks like Van Helsing.
Show the peoples.
Oh my, holy smokes. I have never seen this.
That's a polar bear without.
That's yeah, dude. This is Professor Lupin. Whatever his name is. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
This is terrifying. This is like the TV show Gargoyles.
Dude, good callback.
Wow.
All right, let's get out.
Is that
of here.
racist? Is that racist?
Let's go home.
White face?
Oh shit. Polar bears
Or is
the
that-
original racist.
No. Or it's more of like a stab back, you know? It's like getting back at
Yeah.
because it's reversed.
Spitting
you know?
in the face of racism.
Yeah.
Good job, polar bear.
It's like we can do it too.
All right, let's we have one last thing to talk about.
What do we got?
There's something about Asian, Fob, Polynesian,
Just third world.
culture where there's no pretense, there's no pussyfooting, there's no tiptoeing.
Blunt.
So
Yeah. So what are you trying to get to?
if you gain some weight, oh,
You're fat.
you're looking fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in America, that's now considered a hate crime.
That's true. You can't hate people.
Like you could probably get prosecuted if you called someone fat. They'd be like, that's violence. But in Asia and other places like that. So we've talked about that dynamic and how crazy that is. And DJ has talked about fobs should not be allowed on social media.
Oh, dude.
Now, I didn't say this. DJ said this.
It's
But he might have a point.
It's a fickle topic. I said that because maybe like a year ago, I was perusing through Facebook as one does. And I had like a distant relative pass away who I didn't know. They were from Tonga. And basically the picture of it was like one of my cousins who I also I don't think I've ever met, was straight up taking a selfie with like the open casket, taking a selfie and use like the laughing, crying emoji.
To cover up the face of the dead
Cover up the
person.
face of the dead person, like enlarge the emoji and put it over the face of the dead person. And all the comments were all in Tongan, like mourning the loss. But it was like, the internet age is very first world, you know?
It's like, that's not how you... Dude,
Yeah. It's like if the aliens found us, like using technology. You know, like that's not how you use technology.
they're like, no.
So,
Dude, I know someone, I'm not going to say who didn't know that was a laughing crying emoji. And so it was like so-and-so, aunt so-and-so passed away.
but it wasn't
Laugh, cry
it wasn't,
emoji.
It wasn't an
No.
old person. It was like they were our age, you know?
But I guess just like missing that context, that cultural context of knowing like that's not okay.
Like, why can't you understand our Western perception of
Yeah.
how technology should
Fool.
be used, you know?
MJ's in a golden retriever group on Facebook, and she said a lot of
Facebook groups just
there's everything
on its own is probably more hostile than like any 4chan corner, you know?
Probably.
Any subreddit.
I'm thoroughly intimidated by it, and I will not.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I'm not.
comfortably peruse through, you know, Imager and like weird parts of Reddit, but dude, Facebook groups,
No.
I don't with, dude.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
But she said in this golden retriever thing, and this is just like cultures missing. So super often Thai or like Indian people who lose their dog will post photos of their dead dog with like all their like offerings and flowers and things like that. And to them, they're like honoring, and it's sad they've missed their friend. Like in Thailand, dogs are very respected and high, but they're doing it in like mostly American dog groups. And so like
the wrong place.
yeah, everyone was like, please stop posting photos of your dead dog. Like we can't handle this like it. So it's this crazy clash of culture. And so DJ brought up that thing that one time of like Tongans doing the laughing emoji with someone dead. And MJ said she used to work for an airline company, and there was a lot of Samoans in like her intake in their training. And they were telling a story while MJ was training. One of her Samoan coworkers like had a nephew who went missing. Like a 16-year-old, 15-year-old boy went missing, disappeared. Whole family's in shambles. Everyone's super sad. And so they're talking about it. They're posting on it. And MJ said she like friended them all, and she saw on Facebook, they posted it. Please, if you have any information, let us know. Like alert the authorities if you see this person. And the top comment was one of their like from Samoan like relatives. And it was just like, ha ha ha. He's the hide and seek champion or something like that. And they had to reply like, hey, cousin,
So
this is
bad.
really serious. Like, this is not a joke. We are looking for this kid. And he's like, ha, 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 ha. But it's just like, there's just that disconnect.
Holy shit.
I heard that and I was like, oh, I got to tell DJ. That might be another piece of evidence.
I gotta
to,
tell everybody.
Yeah.
on the podcast.
But DJ, you got to talk to your cousins,
Dude,
bro.
in a similar vein, old people using social media, like boomers.
Yeah.
Should they be allowed? Should we take away their rights?
It's like,
Yeah, but that means when are your rights going to get taken away, dude?
When I'm a boomer,
Yeah, that's true.
which is like 4 years. Why? What are you saying? Do you have any examples?
no, my buddy just sent me screenshots from his grandma Jo, who posted on her Facebook story with who's posting on their Facebook story, exclusively on their Facebook story.
Right.
I get it if it's linked to your Instagram, sure, whatever. But it's like she clearly didn't know what she was doing. She posted like a screenshot of like somebody's contact and then like start a discussion, like write here. I'll just, if you can even see that.
Bro, you're showing the names.
Yeah, the name's there, the number's not. And then just like a screenshot of like the App Store, like Grubhub.
Oh my God.
Just like they were fumbling around, didn't know what they were doing. How do I exit out of this? And I ended up posting it. But Facebook is rife with that kind of content, like Facebook is the main hub of where that kind of stuff happens. So I think we just like wait till they die.
That's the
Right?
only solution.
Yes.
Like they're not going to be told what to do. They're super stubborn. And it's like, okay, yeah, you have your experience. You've lived your life. You've been here longer than us, whatever, die, go away. And then we have that no more. Right. Or we don't have that anymore.
I don't know.
But
I
we're
think
already on to like a next problem by that time.
That's true.
Which
who
is going to be
knows?
what?
We'll see.
Because
Only time will tell.
Zoomers have been telling us like how we, like millennials, use social media incorrectly. And they'll get down to the nitty gritty of like emoji usage,
Mm-hmm.
Like don't use the laughing crying face emoji. Use the
That's
skull
cringe, bro.
for laugh.
Yeah. The
or
sneeze
just
one.
other.
Sneeze.
We used to have one of our homies' younger sisters. She was in high school. And so we'd routinely like once a week be like, yo, tell us all this stupid shit that's new. And she'd be like, oh my gosh, do this means that. So she was like our plug to understand. But then she graduated and moved away. So it's like,
No more plug for.
yeah, we don't have that Zoomer plug.
being
So if you're a
cool.
Zoomer and you want to let us know what's cool, if you want to snitch on your fellow Zoomers, hit us up. I don't know, dude. We'll see. All right, guys. We tell scary jokes as well. What the guys? We tell scary
Funny
stories. We tell funny
scary jokes.
guys. We tell scary stories as well in this podcast. And to determine what order we tell those stories, we roll a 20-sided die. Highest number goes first. There are stakes. 1, hot pepper, ghost pepper. 20. Other people eat the ghost pepper.
Ketamine or whatever.
Oh shit.
No, what's the thing we sniff?
Oh,
the smelling salt.
Smelling
Smelling
salts.
salts. Yes.
and then now if we all roll a 6, we
We're
have to play
canceling.
with the Ouija board live on stream. Let's go.
Astronomical odds.
the roll.
Never going to happen.
Charles with a 3.
I also got a 3.
I rolled an 8.
Okay, so on the re-rolls, are the rules in effect on re-rolls? I feel like no.
Yeah, you didn't initially roll the 1, so you're good.
So the
You're
next
safe.
the re-roll is just trying to figure out who's going first. Because
Sure.
me and you got 3, right?
Unless we
That's
get a
not
1.
me trying to get out. I feel like that's logical.
I say if we get a 1 still, we eat a ghost pepper.
Okay. Just to up the ante.
Yeah.
Just yeah, guys.
Let's go. Okay. Reroll.
Charles with a 6.
I got a 17. So the order tonight is Sean, me, Charles.
Let's go.
Yep.
All right, guys. So as I mentioned earlier, my story is a little bit of research that I have done on a cryptid that I knew existed, but didn't really think about until I found out my parents are moving to its backyard.
Whoa.
This is the Mogollon Rim,
Or its front yard.
or its front yard.
What is it?
The Mogollon Rim.
Mogollon?
Mogollon.
How do you spell that?
Mogollon. So this is in Arizona. It's north of Phoenix a couple of hours, and it's this geological oddity that is this, and I have the other picture that's the map that basically goes diagonally through the state of Arizona. There's basically a rim or plateau that follows that whole like diagonal line, so that the bigger one of those 3 kind of areas marked. And this rim is basically that first picture that I was showing you. Basically, you're going to be able to see out from these mesa. It's just one giant mesa, basically. And down below is actual, not what you expect to see in Arizona, trees, greenery, things like that. Now, this location is also the home of the Mogollon monster. So let me start us off with a quick story here. A famous cryptozoologist, Don Davis, when he was 13 years old, ventured out with his Boy Scout group to a place near Payson, Arizona, and they hiked up to their campground. And Payson is in one of those areas that was marked earlier. They hiked out to their campground, set up camp. They set up their camp near a place called Tonto Creek in the Tonto National Forest. And
was that named after the one Native American dude with Thanksgiving?
I think that's Squanto.
Oh, okay.
But Tonto is also a Native American name, I believe. So they set up their campground, and it's not like I was saying, it's not like what you would expect Arizona to look like. There's tall pine trees surrounding their campground. There's this little creek that goes through it, and they're just having the time of their lives, just enjoying themselves, camping, hanging out as Boy Scouts, and nothing really happened all day until night fell. So as night fell,
And
Davis
snuggled up with the homies.
snuggled up with them homies under the stars. Davis is woken in the middle of the night to the sound of another camper rummaging through their gear. Thinking it's just one of the other scouts,
Damn it, Cody.
he calls out to him and he tells him to stop.
Cody, stop.
As soon as he called out to them, the sound stopped, and he can see through the darkness a little shadow just kind of hunched over their gear, and then it stands up. 7 or 8 feet tall.
Okay, so outside of the tent.
No, they're under the stars. They're not sleeping in a tent.
Okay.
And this figure stands up 7 or 8 feet tall and slowly walks towards Davis and stops about 4 feet away from him. All of a sudden, he's also met by a terrible smell, and he thinks that he's shit himself in the sleeping bag. The creature just stares down at him, and his description is as follows. The creature was huge. Its eyes were deep set and hard to see, but they seemed expressionless. His chest, shoulders, and arms were massive, especially the upper arms, easily upwards of 6 inches in diameter, perhaps much, much more. So this
6 inches?
Dude's jacked compared to
arms,
the
Oh,
Boy
and
Scouts.
I was thinking circumference. I was like, that's a tiny boy. Diameter?
Dude, homie looks like me, basically.
Oh, shit. You're right.
Unbothered, the creature walks off into the woods. And this is what led Don Davis down his lifelong path of being a cryptozoologist.
Wild. What an origin story.
For real, this is his origin story, not even the Mogollon monster. But that, along with many other experiences similar to this, are what people describe the Mogollon monster like. Essentially, he is a distant Bigfoot cousin, and he's described very similarly to Bigfoot. 7 or 8 feet tall, typically with a bare face, no hair on his face.
Oh.
But then hair all over the rest of his body, just covered in fur. He's been described with dark fur, reddish brown, and in one account, grayish white, leading to the speculation that there are multiple Mogollon monsters. He's also typically described with a horrible odor and large footprints up to 22 inches long.
I was going to say, we love a diverse cryptid.
Yeah. He's not just like a regular ass. He's very diverse.
But the hygiene stay lacking.
Yeah. Now, most encounters with the monster also describe an eerie silence shortly preceding the event. And this one's probably the scariest to me. The Mogollon monster has also been known to mimic the noises of other wildlife to blend in.
I don't like that, dude.
Mad sus, dude.
Anything mimic related always terrifies me.
Now, the earliest potential sighting or recording of the Mogollon monster was actually further up that map in the circle kind of over the Grand Canyon. It was an outsider or a visitor to Arizona whose name was I.W. Stevens. So initials I.W. Stevens. He went up to the Grand Canyon area to basically explore around, and this is in 1903. Later on, he reported his account to the Arizona Republican newspaper. He describes an encounter with a creature he described in the article as the wild man of the rocks. As he was out near the Grand Canyon, he sees a large creature off in the distance. And as he tried to get closer, he saw this tall man or creature appeared to have long gray hair covering its entire body, but not wearing any clothes. The creature appeared to have long claws on its hands as well. He said 2-inch claws. And it was carrying a giant club in one of its hands.
Damn.
And on the ground next to it were 2 cougars that it apparently had just killed with this club. As I.W. Stevens tried to approach and get closer, he was packing heat too. Like the nature videos tell us you got to pack a little heat. He moves closer and the creature turns around and looks at him and lets off a wild, shrill screech in his direction and starts threatening him with its club. At this point, Stevens decides to make the right choice and GTFO.
Run. Yeah. Anything screeching with a club.
Hard pass.
If it's a human,
Yeah.
I'm out.
So there are a couple of theories on where this Mogollon monster comes from or where it originates. Some say that it is the cousin of Bigfoot and it's made its way down to Arizona. Obviously, in the cryptozoological realm, that's what we like to believe. A majority of opinions surrounding the Mogollon monster are that the sightings are a hoax or misidentification. Allegedly, there have been grizzly bears in forests in Arizona as late as 1930. And
Global warming,
believe
dude.
potentially there could have been more grizzlies down there that are just being misidentified as this Mogollon monster.
Somebody in chat said an undomesticated human.
Oh, shit. Actually, could be. So, these are kind of the basic stories of the Mogollon monster. It would give anyone a good reason not to go camping out along the Mogollon Rim. However, there are other stories of more horrifying run-ins with the monster and more paranormal explanations for its existence. And I will be sharing those for our patrons.
Oh, I did not see that coming. I really didn't, though.
All right. If you're not a patron, go to our patreon.com/the3am pod. And for $2, you can subscribe and hear not only the rest of this story, which is wild, I might say, but our entire back catalog of Patreon stories as well. And for you patrons and those who are watching in stream right now, we're going to get into the story.
Dude, wild. Is that you tonight?
That is me for tonight.
Holy moly.
That's like that was a curveball.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. That one was a good one. That shit was crazy. Let's face it.
If you are not scared to go camping in Arizona, you will be after listening to that.
I legit don't like that one. That's not super chill.
Not chill, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's actually a totem pole that's found in Arizona.
That's what
Depicting the Mogollon monster.
You got a Fu Manchu.
Dude, anybody with a domesticated raccoon, you just you just don't mess with.
Yeah,
you know,
for real.
Bruh.
Hell no.
Wild.
Terrifying. Give me a second. I gotta prep.
Okay, let's check with chat.
I have
dude.
a bunch of content.
Let's go.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Dude, I'm very excited for this. I think I hit a gold mine for information, but I don't want to take everything. just to credit them real quick, the name of their channel is Mouthy Buddha.
Okay.
They don't have a YouTube channel. They don't have a like the site that they post their videos on. I've never been on, which I feel like is kind of rare.
You want to name the site or no?
Just search Mouthy Buddha and you'll find it. So MOUTHY, Mouthy, and then Buddha, BUDDHA. But I think he doesn't post on regular outlets because some of the topics that he covers gets people banned.
I've heard of this. Yeah.
So I watched one of his videos and I was like, damn, this is crazy. Led me on this wild goose chase throughout that topic on other sites as well, and then came back to his to finish off. So the year is 1920.
Oh.
Hungarian American, Philadelphia born Byron Kuhn de Prorock, graduate of University of Geneva, as in Switzerland, receives a grant from the French military, the army specifically, to start on an expedition venturing through northern Africa.
What year did you say this was again?
1920.
Starts in 1920, and this specific expedition that he goes, that he's accompanied by French army, happens from 20 to 25. So literally 100 years ago, this is all, he's in the middle of it.
Okay.
And it is a wild, wild journey. They arrive to northern Africa and they're traveling through the Sahara. They're in these like kind of Humvee vehicles traveling around. Every once in a while, they run into like Bedouins. So like the Arab nomads of the Sahara Desert, and asking them for like directions and what to do, where to go. And like, they're of little help. They're trying to find, and I'm getting to it. They're trying to find something.
The lost city of Hamunaptra.
City of the Dead.
They come across I think it's the Matmata Mountains in Tunisia.
Okay.
Is it Tunisia? Tunisia?
I always said Tunisia, but it could be that I'm saying it wrong.
I'll just say Tunisia for now. And there's a city there that is so old, inhabited by these ancient people. And it's fascinating. Never seen anything like this. I'm going to show you a picture of it. Does this look familiar?
Hell no.
Also, no.
Does it look familiar now?
Is this Tatooine?
It's exactly Tatooine. This is where they filmed Star Wars.
Star Wars nerd over here.
Yeah, this is where they filmed Star Wars.
Proud?
Yeah, dude, I'm proud. I'm Star Wars proud.
Yeah. So these buildings, old. Some of them reach up to like 14 stories high, including some of the underground parts. This is a place where the inhabitants pray that no rain comes for fear of it washing away their buildings and their structures. They do source their water from deep wells that they've been getting water from for centuries.
Well,
yeah. Even the way the stairs are built, if you look at them, they were built partly to combat invaders. People were invading these towns, so they started making like the stairs not as sturdy, apparently, so that they would run into their houses and then like break the stairs. Exactly, yeah. So at that point, like invaders wouldn't be able to get up.
In Portland.
Oh yeah, honestly though, so invaders wouldn't be able to get to them.
Sorry, if you're just listening, these cities are crazy. They look like almost sandcastle homes, mud, like cylinders stacked on top of each other, some 4 or 5 high.
The stairs leading up are incredibly narrow.
Yeah,
and if they're made of mud, I could see where those would easily break.
Yeah. Dude, then you're just stuck up there. Haha. The guy sits there. All right.
Start throwing rocks down at them.
So here they are traveling through the city. This isn't their final destination. They make it further north to almost pretty much Tunisia, from what it looks like, it is the like most northern tip of the African continent. And they arrive in a deserted place called Carthage. Carthage is about 75 miles away from the island of Sicily. So that's how north it is in Africa.
Crazy.
Sitting on the Mediterranean Sea. They arrive and they start digging. This is where they're wanting to get to. They're wanting to learn about the Carthaginian people who have a huge part in history, bigger than like the Roman Empire, but little is known about them.
Yeah, weren't they conquered by Roman?
Because of how they were conquered. But it took a long time to get to that point. Because apparently before then, they were like the center of civilization.
They were running shit.
Yep. So they're digging and they're digging, they're digging. Finally, let me show you this real quick. Sorry, I didn't have this up on screen. That's where Carthage is.
Crazy.
A little point at the northern tip of Africa.
It seems like a strategic, like good spot.
In the Mediterranean area.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it looks like it's green too. More forested.
Yeah, dude. Look at all of Libya. There's nothing there. And pretty much almost all of Algeria too.
Straight up.
It's just like the northern part of the northern coast is green and the rest is just Sahara Desert. So they're digging through. And finally, in their excavation, they come across a stone. And one of the tools that they use is just wet paper. They throw paper on the stone, they wet it, and the wet paper goes inside all the crevices and the creases, and there's markings on the stone, and they wait for the paper to dry. Then they put this other liquid solution on it, almost like a glue, to harden it, and then it turns into like a mold or a stamp. And then they can stamp it on other paper, and then with that, they're archaeologists, cryptologists, they can try to decipher what this is. So they're studying it, and they're not having much success until one of the Arab excavators that's with them, says, I know what that is. He's looking at it and he's reading it. He's like, this is a curse.
Oh.
Just put that back and we'll...
Saying that whoever continues...
If you put wet paper on this,
shit,
the worst will come to you. Whoever is like, I guess, continuing to unearth what's going on here, like will be cursed. So all of the Arab excavators go on a strike.
Understandably.
We're not doing this. We're from these lands and we believe this shit. We're not doing this. And you can't get to what you want without us unless...
extra money.
You raise the wages.
Nice.
Byron Koen de Prorok is thinking, we've come all this way. No way we're going to stop. So they accept the offer, up the wages, and they continue on.
Bro, how much is worth the curse?
I don't know.
Depends on what kind of curse.
I'd be like triple.
It's like, I want 8 more shekels an hour.
I ain't doing this for 2 shekels an hour.
So they're digging, and the discoveries they made have crowned Byron Koen de Prorok allegedly as a count by the French and as the original tomb raider and grave robber.
Laura Croft.
Are these King Solomon's mines?
I'm getting there. Not King Solomon's mines, but I'm getting to the climax.
It's Hamunaptra, bro.
Yeah, it's Hamunaptra. The Book of the Dead.
Here are some of the things that they find. They found...
Bro, why didn't we learn this in school? Not this boring ass shit we learned. This is way cooler.
Powerhouse of the Cell.
Yeah, that. I don't care mitochondria. I want more curses, dog.
They find a piggy bank filled with coins, ancient coins that date to 300 to 1000 BC, which is crazy how they dated the coins that way.
Yeah.
It's like there's 300 more years until Christ comes, you know? They found like a burial of this. I don't know how they deciphered this, but like a dancer that was adorned. Her tomb was like adorned with like gifts, tons of beautiful ornaments, wine, rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. They found toys, little children's toys, little carved animals. They find manuscripts, artwork, pieces of art. They find homes filled with beautiful mosaic tiled floors depicting stories of hunting, stories of war. They're finding basically a shit ton of stuff. And just when they think they've found everything that they could, they realize that it goes deeper than what they were currently at. What they had discovered was only one city, when in fact, they found 6 more cities.
Whoa, what?
All built on top of each other. So they're going through all of this, and it's a whole 5-year ordeal. One day, they find something that they haven't found before, and this one's different from everything else. They find a pot. Less of a pot and more of an urn.
Nope. We ain't messing with urns. Not trying to bring back no mummies or nothing.
They open the urn, and inside they find ash and bone.
You can make a spell out of that, bro.
They take out all the bones.
Why?
And they start laying it out to see what this is. It's the bones of a human, specifically the bones of a baby.
Oh, what the f***?
They document this, and they continue digging. And soon after, they find another urn with another set of 1-year-old bones. Keep digging, and another urn, and another urn, and another. 18,000 urns later.
Holy hell.
Each urn containing one child.
Planned Parenthood.
Something's going on here. From this discovery, Count Byron Kunde Prorock linked this to the ancient Carthaginian ritual of child sacrifices. Specifically to a deity known throughout ancient scripture of many religions
Moloch.
as Moloch.
Holy
Moloch is, and the continued discoveries of Prorock, Count Prorock, I'm going to be getting into for our patrons.
Oh, you get 2
It's
stories.
a double feature.
Let's
Since
go.
last week we didn't do a bonus. So, yeah. You already know the drill. Go hit up our Patreon if you want to hear the rest of this.
Thank you, DJ.
Welp.
Are we back?
Yeah.
Guys, that was wild. If you want to see why we got kicked off of Twitch for a while, head over to patreon.com/the3mpod and check out that bonus story. Thanks, Deej. That shit is wild. I'd never heard about Carthage.
Same.
That's deep, bro.
I mean, I've heard of Carthage because I remember playing this game, Age of Empires. One of the simulated games or one of the simulated battles was Romans versus
You played a
Carthage.
video game?
Yeah, dude. On a PC.
It's on PC?
Yeah.
Master race over here.
Damn, look at you.
This was when I was like 14.
Wild, mind-blowing. What a rabbit hole. So much to unpack. Maybe we should have like private Discord chats and stuff where we talk about some deep shit. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Thanks, Deej. That's me to wrap it up.
We're okay, huh?
I might do my mind spinning.
My mind's spinning
I mean,
too.
we're not actually okay. Like, it's a shithole. We're
Y'all
all
should
just
look up
going in the
Tartaria.
shitter.
Like, are we going to be okay?
We'll see.
I think so.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
I don't think so.
So what you talked about, like the ancient cult of child sacrifice. I actually went on a huge rant today at work about this.
What?
Dude, I was going off.
Why in the world were you having that conversation in your daily life?
I came across TikToks today that talked about a huge. So there's an investigation going on right now where they are investigating like. Let me just look this up. Okay, so we briefly talked about this previous on another episode. Right now there is Utah County attorney.
Oh yeah,
Under investigation for ritualistic child bad thing.
Yeah.
And it's pretty crazy. And that's all I heard. And I was like, wow, that's wild. And then today at work, I went down the rabbit hole. Apparently, this investigation is kind of blowing up, getting more attention. People are investigating. There's a journalist who's doing a lot of work to uncover what's going on. And there is a 140-page paper of someone who went through it as getting abused, accounting what happened, who's involved, how they do it, where it happened. And it's all blowing up. There's a Substack with this lady. Her last name's Hatch. I think her first name's like Jenny, but she's covering all of it. You have to subscribe to her Substack, but she's like releasing all these documents. Dude, there is interrogations with victims. There's interrogations with people who are involved. You can watch 40-minute interrogations. Like, she has everything. It's so deep.
Holy cow.
And it has to kind of do with what DJ talked about with Moloch. And it could potentially kind of be happening here. And it it comes back in different ways, but it's like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I was just going off about how like in the 80s, they had the satanic panic.
Right, yeah.
And it started with like, I think incidences where parents thought their kids were being mistreated in daycares. And then Johnny Gosh goes missing. Did you ever hear about Johnny Gosh?
Name sounds very familiar.
Super crazy. You want a scary, sick rabbit hole, go down that. But he basically gets abducted, disappears. He's like 4. Sorry for me getting the facts wrong, but he's really young.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, one day, mom is at home, opens the door, and it's her son, like 10 years older. And he's like, Mom, I was taken. They did this to me. I was used to procure other children. I'll never see you again. Disappears.
Whoa.
So the story of Johnny Gosh like really sparked this.
Is that him who knocked on the door? Johnny Gosh?
She thinks it was.
Like Johnny Gosh is the kid?
Yeah. Disappeared when he was like 6.
Okay.
Comes back when he's like 15.
Holy hell.
And then disappears again. So anyway, satanic panic was like, that's like height in the 80s. It's even the latest Stranger Things. Where satanic panic was like, if your kid's into D&D, they're probably getting into the occult. You need to watch out. And so like the pendulum swings really hard.
Yeah.
And I believe it was intentionally swung hard to discredit the actual abuse going on. Because if you make it look crazy and sensationalized and, oh my gosh, it's just these Christian fanaticals, it's really easy to dismiss the whole thing.
Yeah.
But
are we giving credence to the monster lady?
Monster lady. Oh,
Bottoms up, the devil laughs.
Let's say I'm pretty cynical at this point in my life, and it's like I wouldn't be surprised.
I forgot. I left out one piece for my story. Continuing with the Bible verses that support this sacrificing, but in 2 Kings 23:10 it says, "And he defiled Topheth, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, that no man might make his son or daughter to pass through the fire to Moloch." So that verse, very descriptive with how.
Passing through the fire and flames.
Exactly.
Anyway, very wild. I do think child sacrifice is real.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, it might be realer than we want to accept.
You think like drinking blood's real?
I do.
Or you think it's like more like blood transfusion?
I believe it is entirely possible.
I feel like that.
I believe that there's people who believe that.
Yes. That's what I was going to say.
That's a better way to put it. I don't necessarily believe like it's good, but I believe that there's people who believe it's good.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
That's avoiding the question.
I don't think so.
I believe that.
Do you think it's real?
Oh, do you think
like that it's happening or
Yeah.
that it's real?
that it's beneficial?
No. Oh, so if you're talking about the benefits, then you believe it's real.
Okay, what are you asking? Be specific.
Is it happening? Are people
Yes,
drinking
absolutely.
children's blood?
Yeah, I said there's people who believe it's real and who are acting as if that's real, like that's a benefit. Yeah, I think that. And it's like, how many, how systemic? Don't know. But like, you hear about the dude, the Fresno vampire who had like 10 people in his, and he was like, drinking their blood and shit.
But
It's
he
like,
wasn't wealthy and he wasn't like of notoriety, so he was able to.
that's a
not get
different
away
question.
with
Do I
it.
believe elites are partaking in that? I don't know.
I'm just
I
going to
do.
say it.
I don't know if it's real, but I do.
That's why I
I
was
don't
saying.
care that you broke your elbow.
That's what I was saying earlier. It was like, this happens in trailer trash counties, even just like normal suburban counties. Like these things happen where kidnappings and just weird illegal activity, not okay. Like it happens in our normal community. So why would some of the rich and powerful be exempt from it? I don't think they are.
I don't either. I mean, case in point, Army Hammer.
But now he gets to work in the Bahamas, so
Also, like, there's really credibly known occultists who like are really good friends with the rich and the famous, and they have access to everyone. Like, i.e., what's that lady's name? The witch. She's a performer, hangs out with Gaga.
Oh yeah. I was watching a video about that.
She's known as a spirit cooker, which I don't think I'm allowed to say, so we might legit get banned.
Gaga is a literal fever dream. From the inception of it all.
Yeah.
Like meat dresses.
Dude,
and
did you know Gaga? Dude, Gaga came up with like this
Polaroid.
other person, this other performer. And they like this performer was doing it. And I think she died. Okay, I'm not sure. I'll tell you off pod. It's weird. Cool. Thank you, DJ. Appreciate
Sorry.
you.
The whole last half an hour was you guys just listening to us
That's the entire
dodge
podcast.
dodge around.
Trying not to get banned.
Cool. Next, me. Guys, I got a story from a listener.
Hell yeah, brother.
Shout out Amy.
Shout out.
Amy's a homie and a listener for a while of the podcast. She sent this in. She said, I have some stories from my family that I wanted to share with you. My family is from El Salvador. So I was like, dope.
Is that pupusas, dude? Are those,
Yes.
dude? Those are fire, dog. I'm
Pupusas
so
are
hungry
fire.
right
Shout out
now.
El Salvador.
I was just thinking about those yesterday. Pupusas.
That's hilarious. Dude.
I wonder if she thinks about me too.
Yeah. So this story has been passed down in Amy's family. Amy's, at least grandmother, grew up in El Salvador.
Amy's in the chat too.
What?
Says
Oh,
hi,
what?
guys.
Shut up.
What up?
Hopefully I do your story justice. Shout out. Thank you for the story. Anyway, Amy's grandma grew up in El Salvador. This is back in like the 40s. So Amy's grandmother had a brother, and we're just going to call him Uncle.
Okay.
But know that it's like her great uncle.
Okay.
The family grew up in a rural small town in El Salvador. So think like people are riding horses,
Okay.
not a lot of cars, jungle, there's bush, houses really far apart. And Uncle was known around town for being kind of a playboy. He was young, he was hot, he liked to dance, he liked to go out. He hit up every cantina in the village, and he would come riding in the village every night to like hang out. He was kind of being a boy, an El Salvadorian boy. And he was warned. He's like his mom was like, bro, you can't live this life. Like it will catch up to you. And he's like, nah, I'm young. I'm here. This is what we're doing.
I'm living La Vida Loca.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. So a particularly raucous evening of partying in the cantinas, dancing, different women every night. But this one was amazing. Stays out way late, and him and his homies call it a night, hop on the horses, and they start heading back to their homes.
Roll out.
One by one, a homie goes down a path to his home, another homie, until finally it's just Uncle on a horse headed back to his home. And as he's riding, it's hot, it's humid, the moon's out, trees on both sides. Think jungle. You can hear all the noises, the birds, the bugs. You can smell like the dew in the air. And he sees in front of him on the path a shape, a figure. But this figure was thick.
Okay.
He trots up and he sees the finest hyena he's ever seen. Hips, voluptuous, lips, long hair, beauty face, tan skin. And he's like, damn.
Thicker than the boy oatmeal.
I just hear jaw rule. Your hips. Your thigh.
Love it when it's my name. Amen. Anyway, he's like, hey, shawty, like, you want to ride? And without hesitation, yes. And she hops up on the horse. Gets on the horse and they start riding down the path. And he's too hyped to realize she hasn't even told him where she wants to go.
Yeah.
She snuggles up behind him super close in the stirrups in that saddle. Puts her hands around his hips and pulls him tight. And he's like, yo, I'm finna get lucky.
I'm going to Pound Town.
Yeah, he is stoked. She starts to stroke his hair. He can feel the hot breath on his neck, and she kisses him on the back of the neck.
Oh, shit.
And he's like, whoa. And he turns to give her a kiss. And he's paralyzed with fear. Because all he can see are huge, milky, white eyes. The once beautiful face is now hideous. The skin is sagging to the point where it's coming off the bone. And a lizard's tongue is coming out of her mouth.
Is this a lizard people story?
Just wait. No, that's not. Paralyzed with fear, that paralyzation broken, shoves as hard as he can. And without breaking eye contact, she falls backwards off the horse. And when she hits the ground, gone.
Oh, shit.
Disappears?
Gone, vanishes. What? And he
Giddy up.
Giddy the up out of here, boy. All the way home. Parents are at home. It's late at night, and the door opens. He stumbles in, and they're like, what's happened? He's white as a sheet, and he can't speak. What's happened? What's happened? He like crumbles in, close to tears, can't speak, collapses. For the next 3 days, he suffers a really high temperature. He's like delirious. He's freaking out. They come attend to him, give him water.
He's bitten.
He's like rehaving this nightmare. Yikes. Finally, grandma comes in day 3. His temperature's under control. He's coming down off his fever. She goes, what happened? He's like, he's shaking. He's like still terrified. Recounts the story. Grandma goes, I warned you. I warned you if you played around with these girls that you would be met by La Siguanaba.
Excuse me?
La Siguanaba.
La Siguanaba.
Which is an entity known in Central and South America. So, what is La Siguanaba? There's like different, and I know I'm butchering that pronunciation. My bad. There's a ton of different types of names, but it's basically the same thing. And it's this entity in Central and South America that is specifically designed to lure away men and children.
Amy said you said it perfect.
Oh, nice.
Dope. Thank you, Amy.
No gringos in here.
So what is La Siguanaba? Supernatural character from Central America. It's known as a shape-shifting spirit. At first, it appears as an attractive woman. A lot of the times it's meant to catch out like unfaithful men. So sometimes it will appear almost as your partner and beckoning.
Well, that's just
don't
dirty.
these already exist on Instagram?
Thirst traps?
Yeah.
Catfishes.
Yeah, catfishing on dating apps. It's
for
like,
real.
damn, this girl's a 10. Dudes too. La Siguanaba be acting like dudes too. Catfishing.
This is like pre
Real life,
social
you turn
media.
around and it's like, why are your eyes milky?
Your skin.
And then they vanish out of your life.
It is same. That's exactly
Same
right.
thing.
They lure men, unfaithful men is who they target most of the time. And they try to get them like to come deep into the forest, deep in canyons where they're never seen again. A lot of the times when you see a La Siguanaba, their back is to you. And when you get there and they like shade their face and they play real flirty like. And then when they finally reveal their face, it is the face of a horse's skull, or a human skull. And I have a picture of like, this is from
Depiction.
DeviantArt, so shout out the artist. But here's a depiction of a La Siguanaba.
Oh, yikes.
It says, when encountered, she's a beautiful woman who is either naked or dressed in a flimsy white or black clothing. She usually appears bathing in public water tank, a river, or other water source, although she may be also found washing clothes. They usually come out on moonless nights. Victims usually die of fear or they are driven mad by the sight. Like, it is so effing crazy. They can't come back. She also lures children. And it's up how she does, because she takes the form of their mothers.
That's dirty.
Beckoning them. Come with me.
They're just doing what they're told.
There's
No,
no
man.
there's no escaping that, dude.
I know. It's
Unless you're a
effed up.
bad kid and you're like, nah, mom.
It says, when appearing to children, La Siguanaba will take the appearance of the child's mother in order to lure her victim into her grasp. Once touched by the La Siguanaba, the child is driven mad, and she will lead her victim into the wilderness to leave the child lost and insane. How do you fight this thing? They had two ways, and they're not great. If you come across the La Siguanaba, hit up the sign of the cross. Or you have to bite on your machete while simultaneous, and this is specifically El Salvadorian way. This one is El Salvadorian. You have to bite on your machete while simultaneously banishing both the evil spirit and the fear that grips the victim.
Wait, say that one more time.
So you put them, dude.
You get your machete
I
out,
copied this straight from Wikipedia because I was like, "What's happening?"
bite the machete.
Bite the machete. At the same time you're biting your machete, you have to banish the evil spirit and the fear that
Is
is.
there like a hand motion, or are you supposed to be talking while you're biting your machete?
Yeah.
Or like,
No. I don't know. Whatever that means to you, just banish it.
be like, yeah, dude, just carry around my machete more
How
often
vague,
too,
dude.
yeah?
Really leaving it up to chance.
Is it, if it's
I know. I
anything
was like, I want some
besides a
concrete
machete,
steps, dude.
Yeah.
I want a to-do list. I need a check mark
I
box.
prefer just the cross idea, so
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
Yeah.
This thing is known all up and down, like from Mexico down to like Guatemala, El Salvador. It's everywhere, and it's pretty similar in their ways. Terrifying.
Yeah.
I hate when things take advantage of your trust like that. Like appearing, like I would fall for that if my mom, if I saw my mom, she's like, "Yo, come over here," I'd be like, "All right." I hate that.
I'd probably second guess.
Sean's like, "Nah." Sean's hitting up the cross
Dude,
with his mom.
What was the lizard tongue?
I don't know. See,
Just a variation.
yeah, maybe Amy, if you have any insight on the lizard tongue, let us know.
Definitely concerning.
Also, grandmas always be like that, dude.
I told you.
I told you so. When I busted my head on the field trip, you remember when I was a kid?
On
I
the
busted
boat.
on the
The
boat.
guy's like, "Well,
I had blood all over my face, and he's like, "That's what you get." I was like, "You bastard, dude."
have you no heart?"
Yeah.
Jeez, Louise, that dude was part of Malick's cult, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, "You should have hit your head harder."
It's like, good.
Yeah,
Let the hate flow.
drip
through
into
you.
this cup real quick.
Ugh.
Anyway, fun classic story. I've never heard of La Siguanaba.
Same.
Bro, actually, there's one part there. Okay,
You messed up.
no, I didn't cover this last thing, dude. Okay, so like, it's in Guatemala, it's in Mexico. There's stories from all these different ones: Honduras, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Panama. Okay, here's Guatemala. I'm just going to read. No, El Salvador. Here is the origin story of the El Salvadorian La Siguanaba. And let me know if you recognize anyone in this tale. The Salvadorian legend of La Siguanaba says that the woman originally called Sihue
Wait.
was a peasant girl that ascended to the queen using her charms and witch's brew to lure the marriage of Tlaloc's son. Yisin was there's a lot of things.
Is this Spanish anymore?
I don't know. I think this is the Salvadorian native tongue.
Okay.
Okay. After marriage, when her husband went to war, she had affairs with other men. And CPTO,
yeah, dude.
was the child of this relationship.
Oh.
She's the mom of CPTO.
Damn.
CPTO is like this chubby boy with like a wiener out. Doesn't he just have like a gut and his little pee-pee out or something?
I remember him being super creepy.
Or he like carries a banana or some shit.
Yeah, something weird.
CPTO
is literally like a chubby boy in the forest.
Yeah, I remember. This was old, dude.
Dude, this was the one that Alex talked to us about.
Yeah. Doesn't he have his little ding dong out or something?
Yeah.
And he carries a banana?
PPTO. LCPT.
And a wizard's hat. Anyway, this bitch is
this one right here.
CPTO's mom.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
We posted this on our IG, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, crazy. Anyway, thanks you for sending that in, Amy. Fun. Like, that's a classic family tale.
Yeah.
And I love that we know that now. So
thanks for sharing.
Don't be an F-boy. There's a lot of people around here who maybe could learn from those words.
Don't be picking up no hitchhikers.
Don't be an F-boy.
Late at night.
Don't be playing with those girls. But that's me tonight.
That was a good one. Thank you also, Amy, for sharing.
Hey, yo.
Amy said, I have no idea where the tongue comes from. That's just how they've always described her to me. The horse face, dude.
Terrifying. It reminds me of
that.
I mean, if it was me, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm down. The horse face.
I'm salivating. That's a Tongan joke.
That's why they don't exist in Tonga. You're supposed to be scared, but you're just hungry.
Yeah. Fast food.
As in it runs fast.
Anyway, that's us tonight. Guys, anything else?
That does it for me.
Yeah.
Chat, thank you for being here. Listeners, thank you for listening, coming back every week. And with that, bye, love you, be safe.
Trust your gut, watch your back.
Be careful out there.
Send in your stories.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of 3 a.m. If you want to support us, visit our Patreon where patrons have access to exclusive content. If you're not able to support us monetarily, don't worry. This episode is on us. You can still rate and review us on whatever platform you listen to us on. It really does go a long way. You can also follow us on social media. Our handle everywhere, including Patreon, is the 3 a.m. pod. Finally, do you have any scary stories? If so, submit them to our website, the3ampodcast.com. We love any audio or visual aids that can help bring your stories to life. So file uploads are welcome with your written submissions. We're anxious and excited to hear from you.